Settle in. You're exactly where you need to be. Whether the day has just ended or the night has just begun, this quiet little space is yours now. No rush, no noise, just stillness. Tonight we're not moving forward or looking back. We're staying right here, in a small wooden cottage tucked beside a muddy field somewhere in the middle of the 17th century. The fire in the hearth crackles low, the door is locked, the world outside hushed. And the wind, it moves through the trees like it knows a story you've never heard. This isn't a tale of kings or crowns, not battles, not legends. It's something simpler, a story of sleep, of how people found rest before glowing lights, before ticking clocks, before mattresses filled with springs. Back when nighttime was deeper and darker and slower than we know it now. A world of straw beds and whispered prayers, of shared warmth on cold nights. So, lie back, let your eyes grow heavy, let's drift together into this quiet past. And before you fully let go, tell us in the comments, what time is it where you are, and where in the world are you listening from? If this story brings you comfort, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe, so you'll always have a place to return to whenever you need a little peace. Ready? Let's begin. The sun doesn't set all at once. Not here, not in this little patch of earth where the grass is damp and the trees have known your name longer than you have. It happens slowly. One moment the world is golden, warm light brushing the tops of fences and the tired faces of workers returning from the fields. And then, just like that, the light begins to fall back, like a guest excusing itself early from supper. No one calls it night just yet. Not at first. It's just quieter. The chickens have already settled in their coop. The cows are still chewing, slow and sleepy. A wooden gate creaks in the wind, and somewhere in the distance someone coughs. Inside the cottage you can still see, just barely. There's a soft greyness now, as if the day is being folded away like cloth. Shadows stretch longer, corners deepen. The hearth, even without fire, begins to look like the only warm place left. There are no switches to press, no lamps that flicker on. When the light fades, it simply leaves. A small flame is lit, not for the whole house, just the kitchen's space. A rushlight maybe, or a tallow candle sticky and rough set into a bit of clay. It smells faintly of fat, but that smell is familiar here. It's the smell of evening. The candle doesn't brighten the room. Not really. It just gives you enough to find what you need. A wooden bowl, a wool shawl, the baby's blanket. Your eyes do the rest, because they've learned how to live without brightness. You don't need everything lit, only what's right in front of you. Outside the cottage door, the path is disappearing. It was muddy all afternoon, but now it just looks black. Trees sway gently in the wind. The last birds are quiet now. Only a few rustle once in the hedges, and then stop. The sky, still open above, changes shade every few minutes. Soft orange, then plum, then a deep, endless blue, and then the first star apple. But you notice it without even looking up. Just a faint point above the chimney, barely visible through the thatch. It's not special. It's just always there, like the kettle or the cupboard. You've never known a night without it. You move more slowly now. Not because you're tired, though you are, but because everything is slower after sundown. No one rushes anymore. What isn't done by now can wait until morning. The animals are quiet. The road is quiet. Even the wind sounds different, softer, more thoughtful, like it's settling in for sleep too. Inside, a child rubs her eyes. Another one sits by the hearth, wrapping twine around a stick with no real purpose, just something to do with his hands, while the world winds down. Someone pours water into a basin. A spoon clinks gently in a bowl. You hear the low hum of someone humming without realizing it. The day is gone, but no one says so. You just know. This is when the house feels smallest, not cramped, just close. You can hear everyone breathing, even when no one's speaking. The walls seem nearer, the ceiling lower, the air warmer. It's not lonely, it's not frightening, it's just night. The kind of night that belongs to wood smoke and old stories, to thick wool blankets and toes curled against straw. A night without noise, without clocks, without news, just the steady sound of something boiling and something else crackling. This is the time when things are put away. Shoes by the door, tools near the hearth, the last crumbs swept into the fire. A damp cloth is hung. The baby is rocked once, twice, 3 times, then still. Even the dog settles, curling tight near the door, one ear still tilted up, just in case. A candle is moved closer to the bedside. A coat is hung from a nail. You reach behind you for the cover, and the straw beneath you shifts, dry and whispery. You let out a long breath, not because anything is wrong, just because it feels like the right time. The sky outside is nearly black now, a different kind of black than before, thicker, heavier. It leans against the windows like sleep itself, pressing gently. The candle flickers. One by one, eyes begin to close. There is no ceremony, no final word, just the slow melting of thoughts and the warmth of bodies near yours. And even though the fire has nearly gone out, you feel warm, not from heat, but from the knowing that the world has finally gone still, and that here, tonight, there is nothing else to do but sleep. It still gives off a little light, but not much, only enough to see the shapes around you, a stool, a pot, a wooden spoon resting beside the hearth. The warmth is soft, not the kind that fills the room, but the kind that lingers close to the floor, around your ankles, and disappears if you walk too far away. You don't walk far, though, not in a place like this, because the cottage, like the day, is small. It's one room, not counting the loft where the older children sleep, and sometimes the chickens when it's too cold outside. The walls are made from wattle and daub, thin branches woven together, coated in mud and straw. You can see the lines where the sticks still press through, uneven but strong. If you press your hand against the wall, it feels cool, solid, a little damp in the corners. Above you, the beams of the ceiling are thick with age, each one blackened by smoke from years of fires just like this one. The rafters creak sometimes, gently, like tired old men shifting in their sleep. The floor is packed earth, not smooth, not clean, but swept, always swept before nightfall. You can feel the texture under your bare feet, dry in some places, sticky near the hearth. Sometimes bits of straw catch between your toes. There's a small pile of firewood near the door, not much left, just enough for one more morning. Someone will need to gather more tomorrow, but that's tomorrow's problem. For now, the cottage is settled, heavy and still. The air inside smells like warm things. Boiled grain, wet wool, old wood. The faint sourness of sweat, softened by the sweetness of herbs, hung to dry in the rafters. Rosemary, maybe, or sage. There's the sharp smell of smoke too, not choking, just present. It has soaked into every piece of cloth in the house, into your hair, into the baby's blanket, into the rafters, where it stays through every season. It's not a bad sound. Hell, it's just the smell of life. By now, most of the cottage is dark. The candle has been moved to a shelf. Its flame dances against the wall, throwing long shadows that stretch and fade as the wick shifts. You see the outline of the cupboard, the large wooden chest half open, the shape of the cradle near the fire, the broom leaning in the corner, forgotten for tonight. There are no bright edges, no strong colours. Everything here is brown and grey and golden when the light catches just right. You don't notice what's missing, you never do, because this has always been enough. The bed is not far from the hearth. It's made from wood, though some sleep on straw piles laid directly on the floor. Yours is raised, just a little. 4 posts, a thin frame, a mattress stuffed with straw. The ticking cloth that holds it together is patched in several places, but it still holds, mostly, There's a heavy blanket folded at the end, wool, thick, rough. It scratches if it touches bare skin, but no one complains, not in winter. Tonight, it's just cool enough to want the weight of it, not for warmth, but for comfort. The table is pushed back against the wall. Its surface still shows where supper was eaten, a smear of broth, a breadcrumb, the stain from someone's elbow resting too long. There are 3 stools. One has a cracked leg, another rocks if you sit wrong. They'll be wiped down in the morning maybe, but not now. For now, everything is in its place. The bowl near the door for washing, the small comb carved from bone, the iron pot still warm with water, just in case someone wakes thirsty. Nothing here is decorative. Every item has a job, and every job has been done. There's movement near the corner, someone shifting under a blanket. A child rolls over, murmuring in her sleep. The loft above gives a quiet creak. Someone's foot knocks against the wall, and then stillness returns. These are not loud sounds. They're soft, every day, like a house breathing. You lie back again, watching the shadows. There's a comfort in how little the space changes. The beams stay where they've always been. The cupboard holds what it has held for years. The floor remembers every foot that has crossed it. Nothing is new here, but nothing needs to be. Because in this little room, beneath this low ceiling, you are warm, you are safe. And the night, long and quiet, stretches ahead. Not as something to fear, but as something to rest inside. Like a blanket pulled up to the chin. The fire is only embers now, just a few soft glows in the ash, fading but not gone. They give no real heat anymore, only a quiet reminder that the day is over. The room is nearly dark. Only the candle, still burning low on the shelf, flickers gently against the wall. Its light doesn't reach far, just enough to see outlines and faces. You're not alone. The bed is full tonight, just like it was last night, just like it is every night. It isn't large, not by today's standards, but here, in this cottage, it's the only bed, and everyone fits because they must. The mother lies closest to the hearth. Her back is to the fire, but she can feel the warmth still clinging to the stones behind her. One arm is wrapped around the youngest child, who is already asleep, thumb tucked into his mouth. The father lies on the other side. His legs are bent to make room. One hand rests behind his head. His eyes are closed, but his breath tells you he's still awake, thinking maybe, or simply listening. 2 older children are squeezed between them, back to back, knees pulled in. They whisper sometimes before sleep comes, but softly, not to disturb the others. There is no pillow for each person, just 1, maybe 2. They're shared, like everything else. The blanket covers everyone. It's heavy, like a coat, and smells of smoke and wool. Each person has their own bit of it clutched in a fist, or pulled over a shoulder. There's always someone who kicks it off, and someone else who pulls it tighter. You can hear the straw beneath shifting as people settle. It rustles with every movement, dry and low, like leaves underfoot. The mattress is uneven. Some spots dip more than others, but no one complains. They know every lump, every soft patch. Their bodies remember where to lie. There's no privacy in this bed, but no one expects it. In winter, closeness means warmth, and in every season, it means safety, a baby near your chest, a child pressed to your back, the weight of a hand resting on your shoulder, not by choice, just by chance. These little touches speak without words. Here in the dark, bodies remember how to rest beside each other. Sometimes the youngest wet the bed. No one scolds them, not at this hour. The straw absorbs what it can, and in the morning the ticking will be carried outside, emptied, dried, and refilled. Just another task, like chopping wood or mending socks. Because the bed isn't just for comfort, it's for survival. It keeps everyone off the cold floor. It holds the heat of 5 or 6 sleeping bodies, and it keeps the family together, even in sleep. On some nights, a grandparent shares the bed, or a neighbour's child visiting for a few days. Even a newborn piglet or sick goat might lie near the fire, close to the bed's edge, wrapped in burlap. There are no guest rooms here, just space, and not much of it. But no one is turned away, because warmth is shared like bread or water, and sleep belongs to everyone. Sometimes the bed feels too full, a foot in your side, a sharp elbow, the creak of wood with every shift, but the discomfort never lasts long, because exhaustion softens everything. And soon even the restless grow still. Breath deepens, limbs slacken, and the house becomes one long, gentle rhythm, a lullaby made of breathing. The sounds of sleep are not quiet. They are real, honest, a snore, a soft cough, a baby whimpering, then settling again, the slow exhale of someone just drifting off. You listen, but you do not speak. There's no need, because in this bed, this one bed made of straw and wood, you are not alone, and being together, even in the dark, is enough. Outside, the wind moves gently through the trees. It touches the thatch, but never enters. The door is bolted, the shutters are drawn, and inside, under this shared blanket, sleep comes in layers. First to the smallest, then to the oldest, and then to you. One yawn at a time. No one knows exactly when the last candle goes out. No one marks the moment when darkness becomes whole. It just happens, like breath, like dreams, like morning, still far away. And as your eyes close once more, you feel the weight of others beside you, their warmth, their quiet, their presence, not in your way, but in your world, together, at rest, at peace. The blanket is warm. Your body is still, your eyes nearly closed, but beneath you, you can feel it, the straw. It shifts slightly when you move, even just a little, dry, scratchy, always making its quiet sound, a soft crunch like walking through old leaves in the woods. This is your mattress, not made of feathers, not made of wool, just straw, simple, honest straw. It's called a pallet, or sometimes a tick, a sack roughly sewn from linen or hemp, stuffed full with dried stalks gathered from the field. Not hay. Hay is for animals and too soft. This is straw, the leftover stems from wheat or barley, cut long and hollow. It holds its shape, it lasts through the season, and when it no longer does, it's emptied and filled again. The tick is not thin, but it flattens over time, especially in the middle, where most of the weight lies. You can feel the dips where people sleep night after night. The edges are higher, fluffier, like forgotten corners in a blanket. It doesn't smell bad. It smells like dust and field and warm earth. Each season, someone, usually the mother, unties the tick and shakes out what's left inside. The old straw goes to the animals or out to the compost pile. A new bundle is brought in, tied with twine, hauled under one arm, bits falling off along the way. The process is slow but simple. Lay the sack flat, loosen the corners, stuff the straw in handful by handful, press it down with your fists, smooth it out, tie it shut, then turn it, always turn it, so the stitching doesn't wear too thin in one place. It's work, but it's the kind of work that feels like care. At night, the straw adjusts beneath your weight. Not soft, not exactly, but supportive. It rises slightly around your shoulders, then lowers again when you roll to your side. It creaks, Not loud, not annoying, just there. Like a voice you've grown used to, a whisper that reminisces you where you are and who came before, because the mattress isn't just yours. The same straw tick might be used by your siblings, your cousins, even your own children one day. It stays in the house, even if people come and go. And the straw beneath you learns every back, every curve, every restless turn. Some nights, small things hide in the straw. Bits of husk, a feather lost from a pillow, a stray coin that rolled out of someone's pocket. And sometimes, though no one likes to say it, bugs, fleas mostly. Tiny, biting, jumping things that live in warm places. They're part of life, like smoke or sore feet. You scratch, you move, you go back to sleep. Sometimes dried herbs are added to the straw, lavender, pennyroyal, wormwood, to help keep the pests away. The scent is soft, almost forgotten once you lie down, but it lingers faintly near your nose. It smells like someone tried, and that matters. Children bounce when they lie down. Not hard, just a little. Enough to make the straw shift under everyone else. The tick is not separate for each person. It is one surface, one sound. If someone turns, you feel it. If someone sneezes, the whole mattress shivers. But that's how it's always been. The bed is not meant for perfect sleep. It's meant for rest, for warmth, for having a place to be. At the end of a long day, sore legs, tired hands, heavy eyes, it doesn't matter what the bed is made of. What matters is that it's yours, that the straw is dry, that the blanket still holds warmth, that the roof above you hasn't leaked today. And when you lie still and the straw presses gently into the back of your legs, you don't think about what could be softer. You think about how quiet the night has become. The mattress smells of old summers, of dry fields, of time spent gathering, bundling, stacking, storing. It's not fancy, it's not new, but it's something built with care, something ordinary, something trusted. And now, with your body resting against it, your breath slowing again, you begin to sink, not through it, but into it, into the comfort of its rustling voice, into the knowledge that it has held hundreds of nights and will hold hundreds more. You shift slightly, the straw whispers beneath you, then stillness. No more voices, no more light, only the sound of sleep beginning, and the feel of straw, wrapped in cloth, wrapped in darkness, wrapped around you, like the earth itself, tucking you in. The house is quiet now. The candle has burned low, just a thumb's length of wax left. The fire is nothing but a soft red glow. The straw no longer shifts. Everyone has found their place. But before sleep comes fully, there is one more part of the night. Something spoken, something believed. A voice, low and steady, begins a prayer. Not loud, not long, just a few words, said the same way every evening. Our Father, who art in heaven. The rest is soft, barely above a whisper. Some mouths move in silence, others just listen. Even the youngest children have learned the rhythm of it, the slow pace, the gentle tone, the comfort of something known by heart. It's not just religion, it's tradition, it's protection. It's a way of stepping from the waking world into sleep. The night is not empty, not here. It holds things, old things, stories, warnings, whispers from the edge of belief. People don't speak of them loudly, but they feel them. And so, small rituals are kept, not out of fear, but out of habit. Because the dark has rules, and those rules are respected. A cross is drawn in the air just above the bed. Fingers move without thought, tracing forehead, chest, shoulders. A few words are mumbled, not Latin, not scripture, just something passed down. Keep us from bad dreams, keep us from the night things. You're not sure where the phrase came from, you just know it works. Because the nights you forget to say it feel colder somehow, less safe. In the corner, near the cradle, someone has placed a sprig of rosemary, not for scent, for safety. Rosemary keeps spirits away. That's what your grandmother said. So it's always tucked somewhere, on the windowsill, under a pillow, tied to the bed frame with a bit of string. If rosemary isn't around, other plants will do. Lavender, sage, even nettles, if dried right. Anything the old folks trusted, anything that draws a fauxage, line between this world and the next. Sometimes an old iron nail is nailed into the wall above the bed. Iron keeps the bad ones out, the ones who slip through cracks, who ride the wind, who press on your chest while you sleep. No one calls them by name, but they're known, and they're not welcome here. So you hang what you must, you say what you must, and then you rest, because you've done your part, and the rest is out of your hands. A mother hums a song under her breath. Not a lullaby exactly, just a tune with no clear beginning, soft and low the way her mother sang it, and her mother before that. It has no words, but it feels like a promise. One of the children stirs, then stills again. Outside, the wind scratches gently at the wall. The house groans a little, wood stretching, roof settling. But no one is afraid, because this is how it always is. And tonight, just like every night, the rituals have been kept. The dark holds stories, of witches with long shadows, of spirits that travel with the mist, of curses that drift through cracks in the shutters, but it also holds something softer. The memory of candles lit for saints, of charms stitched into the edge of a blanket, of whispered prayers said into the stillness. Not everyone believes the same things. Some trust only in God, others trust the old ways more. But at night, belief isn't about answers, it's about comfort. And saying a few words or hanging a dried plant feels better than doing nothing at all. So you cross yourself, you pull the blanket to your chin, and you breathe deeply, not because you expect harm, but because you've done what you were taught, and that feels like enough. Tonight, like every night, the bed has been blessed. The house has been watched over. The names of loved ones have been spoken. No one says much after that. There's no need. The prayers are finished. The charms are placed. The dark is respected. Now it's time for sleep. You close your eyes, and the straw shifts softly beneath you. Not even the candle dares to flicker now. There is silence. There is warmth. And there is the deep, peaceful sense that you are safe. Because the night may be long, and the dark may be full, but you are not alone in it. You are held, you are covered, you are watched over, and sleep can come now, gently and without fear. The house is dark now. The candle burned out just a few minutes ago, and no one lit another. There's no need. The prayers have been said, the charms are in place, and the beds are full. Everyone is settling in, wrapped in wool or linen, or simply in whatever they were wearing all day, because in this time there are no pajamas, no soft cotton sleepwear, no special clothes just for dreaming. You sleep in what you have. The baby is wrapped in layers. First a long linen shirt, then a second, softer cloth, then a wool covering folded tightly around the legs and belly, swaddled, still, warm. Babies lose heat quickly, but wrapped like this against the mother's chest or tucked beside her on the straw, they sleep through most of the night. Unless they're hungry, then they make sure the whole bed knows. The children wear their shifts, long plain garments, somewhere between a shirt and a dress, made from linen if the family could afford it, made from hemp or rougher cloth if not. By night, the same shift is sleepwear. By day, it's underwear, hidden beneath thicker clothes. Some of the children still have socks on, some don't. No one makes a fuss about it. If they get cold, they curl closer. If they get too warm, they kick the blanket away. The blanket, always finds its way back. The father sleeps in his shirt, long, loose, simple, the same shirt he wore while chopping wood, mending the gate, pulling weeds. He loosened the neck string, rolled up the sleeves, took off his belt, and lay down. That's enough. There's no need for nightgowns or slippers or dressing robes. The night is for resting, not for style. The mother wears her shift too, longer than the children's and patched in 2 places. Her hair is loosely tied with a strip of cloth. Her apron hangs on a nail near the hearth, folded once, ready for morning. Sometimes she wraps an extra shawl around her shoulder, as wool, heavy, smelling faintly of herbs and smoke. She doesn't always need it, but she keeps it close, because nights can change, quickly, and warmth is something to keep nearby. There are no wardrobes, no drawers full of extra clothing. Most people have 2 or 3 garments at most, one to wear, one to wash, and maybe one kept for Sundays or saints' days, if they're lucky. So sleepwear isn't a separate thing. It's whatever is clean enough, warm enough, soft enough to rest in. And sometimes people sleep in everything, even their outer clothes, especially in winter, because when frost creeps in through the cracks in the wall, layers mean life. The straw doesn't care what you're wearing. It presses against your legs just the same. It shifts gently under your shoulders. It whispers as you move, slow, dry, calm. The clothes keep you warm, but the weight of a body next to yours does even more. A child breathes softly beside you. A hand rests gently on your arm, not for comfort, but simply because there's nowhere else to put it. You can feel the roughness of your sleeve against your skin, the scratch of old thread near your neck, the way the cloth holds your warmth like memory. There's a sock hanging near the hearth, drying from earlier. It's stiff now, frozen in its shape. No one moves to bring it to bed. It will wait until morning, and someone will wear it again, even if it's still damp. That's just how things are. The house smells of wool, of old linen, of worn fabric that's been mended many times. But these clothes are familiar, and that makes them comforting. There's no need for softness, just something that fits and holds your body through the night. And that's exactly what you have. A yawn spreads slowly across the bed. One child murmurs something, half dream, half thought. The mother shifts under the blanket. The shawl slips from her shoulder. She doesn't bother fixing it, not now. In the dark, no one sees what you're wearing, only that you're there, only that you're breathing, only that you are part of this quiet room, Tat. His heavy night, this old, trusted world. Sleep isn't about comfort in the way we think of it now. It's about stillness, warmth, and knowing that the day is done. So your shift scratches your leg, the straw pokes your elbow, the blanket smells like smoke, and still you sleep, because this is what night feels like. Not perfect, but enough. The cottage is completely dark now. The fire has turned to ash. The last ember has cooled. Even the candle stub burned to nothing has gone quiet. And yet, your eyes open, not wide, not in fear, just gently, as if they were meant to. Because this is the way sleep works here. Not in one long stretch, but in 2 halves. They call it first sleep and second sleep. And in between, there is a space for silence, a space for thought, sometimes for prayer, sometimes for conversation. It happens naturally, without alarm or plan. The body wakes when it needs to, not fully, just enough to stir, to rise, to notice the darkness again. You hear someone shifting in the straw beside you, a cough, a quiet murmur, a breath deeper than before. They're awake too, just for a little while. No one speaks loudly, no one lights a flame. The dark is still welcome, but for this brief window, sleep pauses, not broken, just paused. You sit up slightly, careful not to disturb the others. The blanket falls to your waist. The air is cooler now. The night has reached its deepest point, the hour when even the animals stay still. You look toward the window. There's no moon tonight, but you can still see the faint silver outline of the shutters. The sky outside is not completely black. It never is. There's always a softness to it, a promise that morning will come. During this waking hour, people might do many things. Some pray. Not the formal evening prayers already whispered before bed, but softer ones, personal and quiet. Thankful prayers, hopeful prayers, or simply thoughts spoken into the dark. Let the harvest be strong. Keep the baby safe. Help us make it through the cold. Simple things, real things. Others rise from bed, just for a while. They might place another log on the fire if there is one, or check on a sick child, or turn the straw to ease an ache. Being back. Some use this time to think, to sit on the edge of the bed, feet against the packed dirt floor, and just breathe. It is not a time for work, but it is not wasted either. It is a time between a quiet middle, a hush where the night rests too. You lie back again, not ready to fall asleep just yet, but not troubled by that. Because you know the second sleep will come, like the first, without force, without worry. It always does. This rhythm is part of life. The body understands it. The night allows it. And here, in this little home, you are not alone in this pattern. Everyone moves through it, in their own quiet way. Sometimes people speak to one another in this hour, not with excitement, not with plans, just small words shared in the dark. A husband asks if the soup tasted right. A wife says she saw fox tracks near the hen house. A child whispers that he dreamed of flying, and then the words fade again. The dark holds them gently, and sleep returns like a tide. In the villages, there are stories told of others who wake in this hour, not just people. They say the spirits are more active now, the good ones and the not so good. So some stay under the blanket, others clutch their charm or cross just in case. But fear isn't the feeling that fills this time. It's quiet, still, even sacred. A time for reflection, not rush. A time to listen to your body, to the house, to the slow breath of everyone sleeping beside you. You shift slightly on the straw. It answers with a soft, dry sound, familiar, comforting. You pull the blanket back over your shoulder. You close your eyes. You let your thoughts slow again. The space between sleeps is ending. The second half is near, and so it comes. Not all at once, not suddenly, just a slow return, like drifting down a quiet stream. The fire is still out, the house is still dark, but something in the air has changed. Sleep is here again, heavy but gentle. The rhythm of the night continues. First sleep, waking hour. Second sleep. This is the shape of rest, natural, trusted, unhurried, and in the warm tangle of bodies, blankets, and breath, you let yourself go with it. Nothing needs to be done now. Nowhere to be, only sleep. Again, sleep is beginning again. Your body has settled. The second half of the night stretches ahead, long and quiet, but the silence is never complete. Even in the stillest hour, the dark has a sound. The first thing you notice is breathing, slow, steady, all around you. It's not loud, but it fills the room, like a blanket that touches every corner. A low snore comes from the father's side, not sharp, not broken, just a rhythmic hum rising and falling like a tired old song. One of the children sighs in her sleep, rolling over with a soft rustle. Another mutters something, half dream, half thought, and then goes quiet again. No one is truly still, but no one is fully awake either. The straw beneath you shifts with every motion. It crackles gently as someone turns. It whispers beneath the blanket as you stretch your legs. It's a dry sound, but not harsh. A little like walking through husks in a late autumn field. You hear it even when you're not moving. Someone else rolls over, and the sound carries through the bed like a wave. Beyond the bed, the timbers of the house speak. The roof creaks, slow, careful sounds as wood settles under its own weight. A beam in the corner groans faintly, then goes still. These are not new noises. You've heard them since childhood. They are not warnings. They are reminders. Reminders that the house breathes too, that it shifts with the night just like the people inside it. The wind outside touches the walls. It doesn't howl tonight, just brushes softly against the thatch. Sometimes it catches the shutters and rattles them, but gently, like someone testing the latch without trying to open it. Now and then, a gust rises and falls, carrying the faint scent of damp soil. A dog barks far off, then falls silent. The wind moves on. Closer to the hearth, the ashes shift. The fire is gone, but something still stirs, a soft crumble as a coal collapses inward. A quiet tick as a bit of charred wood cools and cracks. You don't need to look. You know the fire is safe. It's done its work for the night. But still you hear it finishing its story. You become aware of your own heartbeat. Not loud, not rushing. Just there, steady and low in your ears as you lie still. It joins the breath of the others. It blends with the wind. It becomes part of the room. At times, there is no sound at all. A stillness so deep, it feels like the house is listening. Not a creak, not a breath, not a whisper from the wind, just a thick, gentle hush. A pause. It doesn't last long. But when it comes, it makes you feel small. Not in a frightening way, but in the way a child feels under a sky full of stars. Held, protected. Tiny but not alone. Then, slowly, sounds return. A mouse scratches somewhere near the wall, then scurries off, tail tapping lightly across the floor. Someone coughs once and goes quiet again. A foot brushes yours under the blanket. A nose sniffles. A board shifts. The night breathes in again. These aren't noises to fear. They are the lullaby of a world still turning, even when everyone inside it sleeps. There are no clocks, no machines, no engines humming in the distance, only the old sounds, the natural ones, the ones that speak without words. And now, your eyes close again. You know these sounds. You've known them all your life. You trust them. They are the music of home. A creak, a breath, a crackle in the ash. Each one carries you deeper into sleep. The second sleep moves slowly, not all at once, not sharply, but like mist rolling down a quiet hillside, like smoke rising from the last coal, like the hush between two heartbeats. You go with it, because the night is not silent, and that's what makes it safe. The room is quiet. Most of the family is deep in second sleep now. Their breathing slow, their bodies still beneath the blanket. The fire is long gone. The ashes have cooled. The shutters stay closed, holding out the wind. But inside the mind, another world stirs, because even in this soft darkness, the world of dreams is awake. In this time, dreams are not taken lightly. They are not brushed off or forgotten by morning. A dream is something to remember, something to think about, maybe even something to fear. Some dreams are seen as messages, whispers from the beyond, signs from saints, or warnings from the spirit world. A mother might wake with a start, her heart pounding from the image of a broken tooth. She won't say it aloud yet, not until morning, because dreams of teeth can mean death. And it's best not to name such things in the dark. A child might cry out in his sleep, eyes closed, breath quick, limbs kicking under the blanket. He's caught in a bad dream, the kind with shadows and long arms. His mother strokes his forehead. She says nothing, just hums an old tune. It's a charm more than a melody. Not to wake him, just to guide him back. People believe dreams can travel, that the soul during sleep leaves the body for a little while, walks elsewhere, sees things that haven't happened yet. So when you wake, you listen to the shape of the dream. Was it clear? Did you feel afraid? Did you see someone who's no longer living? All these details matter, and not all visitors in the night are dreams. Some are real, or at least believed to be. The old stories speak of night hags, dark spirits who creep into rooms and sit heavy on the chest. You cannot move, you cannot speak. You lie awake and frozen, your breath caught in your throat. They call it the pressing. It's feared, but known. And if it happens, people say you must sleep with iron near your bed, or salt at the door, or a prayer stitched into your pillow. There are also tales of wandering souls, lost ones, people who died too suddenly, or with unfinished business. They drift through the night, quiet and cold, drawn to warmth, to sleeping bodies. They don't mean harm, always, but it's best not to draw their attention. So windows are closed tight, mirrors are turned to face the wall, and charms are left near the hearth. Even animals can sense when something's wrong. A dog will growl at an empty corner, a cat might hiss at the dark, and in this world those signs are taken seriously, because when the night goes strange, you listen to the small warnings. You don't ask too many questions, you just hang another sprig of rosemary by the bed. You whisper a line your grandmother taught you. You light a candle and let it burn to the bottom. Not all dreams bring fear. Some are gentle, dreams of green fields and warm rain, of mothers long gone, of voices that comfort without words. Those dreams are gifts. People wake with tears and don't know why, and no one asks, because some dreams are just meant to be felt, not explained. The old women in the village know how to read dreams. They sit by the fire and listen as others tell what they saw in the night. A white bird, a cracked bowl, a child walking backward. Each image has a meaning, a message, a thread to follow. And though not everyone believes it, most still listen, just in case. The night is not just for sleep. It is a crossing, a time when the body rests, but the spirit moves, and the line between this world and the next feels thinner. That's why the rituals matter, the prayers, the herbs, the quiet songs before bed. They are not just habits, they are barriers, gentle, invisible fences that keep the bad things out and keep your dreams from drifting too far. Now the child has stopped tossing. His breathing is soft again. The dream, whatever it was, has passed. You feel your own body relaxing too. The heaviness returning. The warm pull of second sleep calling you back. And you go. Not afraid, not alone. Because the fears of the night are old, but the protections are older. And for every shadow that slips through the cracks, there is a word, a charm, a watchful hand, waiting. The night has softened. The darkest hours have passed. The wind is quieter now. The The dreams have faded into the stillness, and then it begins. Not suddenly, not sharply, but slowly, like steam rising from a mug. Morning. The first sign isn't sight, it's air. Cold air. It creeps in through the gaps in the shutters, under the door, between the stones. It touches your nose, your fingers, the tips of your ears. The blanket suddenly feels thinner. You curl up tighter. You pull your arm back beneath the covers. It's not time to rise yet, but the world is waking, and your body knows it. Then comes light, faint blue-grey light, just enough to shift the shape of the shadows. You can't see faces, but you can see forms, the wooden beams, the round shapes of sleeping bodies, the soft edges of a pot by the hearth. The sky outside is still colourless. The sun has not appeared, but the dark has lifted, just a little, and that's enough. One of the children stirs. He sits up slowly, rubbing his eyes with the back of his hand, then lies down again. No one says a word. Not yet. Morning doesn't come with noise here. It arrives in layers. Air, then light, then movement. A few minutes later, someone coughs. Then the mother begins to shift beneath the blanket. She doesn't rise quickly. Her body is stiff. Her legs are cold. The muscles in her back ache from the straw. Still, she sits up. The baby makes a soft sound, not a cry, just a whimper. She leans forward and picks him up. Her feet touch the cold earth floor. She doesn't flinch. She's used to it. There is no alarm clock, no bells, no glowing numbers by the bed. The world tells you when it's time, by the shape of the light, the feel of the air, the weight of the new day. And so you listen. She reaches for her shawl, pulls it across her shoulders, and walks quietly toward the hearth. The ashes are grey and silent, but deep beneath them. Maybe, just maybe, a coal still holds warmth. She kneels, blows gently, listens, waits, and then the smallest glow returns. She feeds it a thin twig, then another. She builds a tiny flame. The fire lives again. Its light flickers across the walls, touching the faces of the still sleeping family. Now the room has two lights, the pale blue of morning outside and the golden orange of the fire within. The day has begun. The others rise slowly, no rush, no talking, just soft movements, a blanket folding back, a foot sliding onto the floor, a yawn, a stretch, a sniff of the morning chill. They do not greet each other with words. They've been together all night. They greet the fire instead. The smell of smoke returns. Not strong, just enough to remind you that warmth must be made, not given. Soon there will be tea or thin broth, a heel of bread, a pot of something left from last night, reheated over the flame, but not yet. First, the room must wake, piece by piece. You sit up now. The blanket falls to your lap. The cold bites your arms, but you don't shiver. You've done this every day of your life. Your clothes are still folded nearby, wool, heavy, worn. You pull them on in layers, one over the other. Then you stand. Your knees protest, but your feet remember the way. Outside, a rooster calls. Not loudly, not like the stories say, but with a rough, tired voice. Another one answers farther off. The morning is stretching, slowly. The village is not loud yet. No carts, no hammering, just the wind in the grass, the first crack of firewood, and the feet of one neighbour walking down the path. There is work ahead, always. But for this one small hour, this first light of morning, there is peace. The night has passed safely, the house is still standing. Everyone has woken, and that is enough. The mother hums softly as she stirs the ashes. The father rubs his hands near the flame. The children dress without being asked, and you sit for one more moment on the edge of the bed, just breathing. Because this light, this quiet light, only comes once each day, and though it means Anne's labour is near, it also means you made it through another night. The world is waking, and so are you. No alarms, no noise, just cold air, a little fire, and the comfort of morning, slowly finding you.